to Nashville, I was bedridden for days. Am I sick or just too scared to get out there at a writer's round and play? What if my songs don't compare? So I'm playing a concert for myself in my hotel. I've got no room here to play for. I hope this crowd will take it well. Maybe I'll get encore. Bars and Ubers on the bus and in the street, filled with people just like me. 'Cause in Vancouver, being a songwriter's unique. Here it's everyone you see. So I'm playing a concert for myself in my hotel. I've got no room here to play for. I hope this crowd will take it well. Maybe I'll get an encore. Packed up pretty much my life with no real plan. I'm making it up as I go. Least this city holds my lucky biggest fan, who's just won a private show. 'Cause I'm playing a concert for myself in my hotel. I've got no room here to play for. I hope this crowd will take it well. Maybe I'll get an encore just for myself in my hotel. 'Cause there's no one I'd rather play for. I know this crowd will take it well. Maybe I'll get an encore. Cool. Well, she's broke a lot of hearts, including mine. She stitched it up, and when the music starts, it's her on my mind. So turn it up, and all the signs I see tell me I should take flight. But that don't bother me, just wanna be with you tonight. My femme fatale. Well, she's done some awful things. Yeah, she's caused some pain. She's trying to grow. That smile could topple kingdoms. Those eyes stop the rain. I think she knows. So maybe I'm a fool who just fell for your charms, but I don't wanna play it cool. Just want you in my arms, my femme fatale. So just hold me, hold me. 'Cause I'm taking no one's advice. Feel once and don't think twice. Probably end up paying the price. place, but not right now. She knows just what words to use to set the mind aflame and put it out. She loves to be the muse, to hear her own name whisper or shout. So you might say I'm blind or I give too much grace, but I say I don't mind. One more time I need a taste. Ma femme fatale, ma femme fatale, ma femme fatale. Doesn't fit in your narrative. Keep telling you I just can't get what you crave. Not gonna save you like you want me to. You don't want me, you just want a story. I'm your Manic Pixie Dream. That's all I am to you. You don't want me, and you can't even see. Tell yourself you feel so deeply, writing all these songs for me. But in those lines, don't recognize the girl you're singing to. You don't want me, you just want a story, 'cause the truth is boring. No, you don't want me, and you can't even see. Tell you how I feel. You're filling in the gaps. Someone in your head isn't real. 'Cause you don't want me, you just want a story. I'm your Manic Pixie Dream. That's all I am to you. You don't want me, and you can't even see.
Welcome back to the Sounds of Nashville Podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Tobin, and I'm joined by Sean Dales. Thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So, just to get a little bit into what started your songwriting journey.
So, I started, I've always liked to create things. I always loved creating games, creating like skit ideas and stuff. So even before I started playing music properly, like when I was just like in school band, I would still like make up different little like melodies and stuff. So when I picked up guitar, I had just kind of gotten into the Beatles at the time. This was when I was about 13, and I loved their writing, and I just wanted to write. And so from the start, like that was my goal with music, was much more about playing my own stuff.
Cool. Now, when you say about games, do you want to tell us about the game Warjack?
Yeah. So this is a game that I invented on a night out with our mutual friend Ian, who's been on this podcast, Rosie Gold. Yeah. Basically, it's like blackjack, but it's also like war. Each player gets part of the deck, and you play blackjack hands. You can hit or hit or stay. Then whoever wins the hand gets those cards, and they go into their deck, and you play until the deck is out, like War. So it's kind of like War, but with a little bit of skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I taught it to you the other night, everybody thought that I was cheating because I won almost every hand.
Well, just because you started out by showing us a magic trick that involved sleight of hand, and then proceeds to say, "Hey, want to play a card game?"
You don't know that the magic trick involves sleight of hand. I didn't tell you how I did it.
All right, fair enough. For audience purposes, we'll say there is no sleight of hand involved in the card
I mean,
game.
there could have been something completely different to do the card trick.
It was just pure actual magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right. So now, how has it been getting into the Nashville music scene?
It's been pretty cool. So I moved down here almost a year ago now, which is crazy. It's gone by so fast. And the first song that we played before this kind of told the story of that concert for myself. Because I came out here in 2023 just for like a 5-day visit to see if I would like living here, because I'd kind of had it in the back of my head for a while. And so I came out for that visit. It was awesome. I played at a few places, met some cool people. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this work. But then when I did end up moving out here, I didn't have a job. I'd been applying to jobs in Nashville because I thought that would be a great way to get a visa, because I'm from Canada. So coming out here without a visa, I could only stay for 6 months. And also, it's definitely good to have income. But the more pressing issue was, well, like, I don't know that I can stay.
Yeah.
So I decided, though, that I was just going to come out for as much time as I could anyway, even if I didn't get a job in that time, because I didn't want to just keep being in this limbo waiting where I was like, I'm planning on moving soon. So I came out here at the end of March of 2024, and it ended up working out really well. Shortly after that, I got a job for Gibson, software engineering job for them, and that got me the visa to stay. So, yeah, but just like in the song when I say, packed up pretty much my life with no real plan, I'm making it up as I go. That was very much true.
Yeah, that does kind of transfer us a little bit into what is your favorite song lyric that you've written?
Okay, so I thought about this beforehand because I listened to some of the podcasts you've done to like see what questions you ask.
Yeah.
And I think so this one is up there, but it's not actually from a song that I've finished. So it's from actually a rap song that I started.
Okay.
Which I like writing in other genres sometimes, especially, and I haven't written that many rap songs, but like it's fun to do the multi-syllabic rhymes in it. And this one I never finished, but I love the line. It's, "No one seems to be like me, and believe me, I might be a freak because my psyche leaves me equally likely to be the center of attention or in the corner withdrawn. I've always felt different in my own tree like John," which is a reference to Strawberry Fields Forever.
Cool. I like it. Well, so is that rap song gonna come out under another project name?
Well, it's not even, when I say I didn't finish it, I don't even mean that I never recorded it. I mean, like, I haven't finished the song. Like, I haven't finished writing it. So, and this was years ago. So I feel like I have to, because I quote that line to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might end up in another form, like, because there are parts of like the existing other like segments of it that I'm not like the biggest fans of. So that line may end up making its way to something else.
Yeah. That's the great thing about music, is you can write something today and then something 10 years down the road, that's when you find, oh, this will fit perfectly in this other song.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've like I had one song that I was iffy about, but I liked the chorus, and I ended up using that chorus as a bridge in a different song like years later.
Yeah. I had a song, While We Can. Well, I wrote the guitar part 10 years before I wrote all the lyrics to the song. So just like came out one day, it's like, oh yeah, this will work.
Yeah.
There we go. Song done.
That's awesome. And yeah, that means that like I guess when we're like looking for what might fit somewhere, maybe we can look through the archives and we might find something that would work.
Yeah, that's why it's good to always just record what you got, and then you have so much to go back to. I tell people all the time, record whatever you have, and then if you record it, then you can always rewrite it.
Yeah.
Like if you have something, if you write it, you can always rewrite it. Doesn't matter if it's perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect today. Just write something today, and then tomorrow or whenever, rewrite.
Yeah, I've got like a million voice memos on my phone of just like little snippets.
Great. Now, when you write a song, is the home instrument guitar? Like that's how you start with maybe a guitar melody or melody in your head and bring that to the guitar?
So I always write... So I write either music and lyrics at the same time or music first. So sometimes I'm at a guitar when I do it. Sometimes I'm just like in the shower or something. And it might be that I'm out, but I have like something pops into my head of like some melodic hook with or without lyrics. And then when that's the case, I'll like go back to my guitar and like figure out what the accompaniment would be. And sometimes it just comes when I'm like noodling on the guitar and like come up with like a chord progression or a riff that I like. But I've I do the placeholder lyric thing a lot of the time where I'll just put in something that like doesn't really make sense and then like go back and fix it later. And sometimes though I end up actually liking what I originally thought would be a placeholder and leaving it.
Yeah, I've done that too, and that's great because you realize that thing that in the moment you were kind of questioning turns out, oh, that was actually a pretty good line.
Yeah.
Sometimes just what feels right.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just like la la la's. Like I have a song, Not That Guy, where I had the melody to the and like the guitar part for the bridge, but I was writing the final verse before I wrote the bridge. And when I was like playing it all through, I needed to cross the bridge to get to that final verse. So I was just like doing la la la's with the melody. And then I looked back on it and I was like, you know what? I think that's actually what it needs, because the way that I think about bridges a lot of the time are that they're a good opportunity to approach things from a different angle and like say something that you wouldn't be able to say in the context of the other parts of the song. But that song, I was thinking about it and I was like, I think anything else that I say will just detract from what has been said already. So I liked just leaving it kind of instrumental.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, the bridge, it's bridging, the first part where you introduced the idea to then the last chorus where you're bringing it home.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of times where, an instrumental can really serve everything that you need to say, because I've already said all the words I need to say, but, that emotional change can happen in an instrumental pretty well.
Exactly. And like sometimes I'll do whistling in sections like that too.
Yeah, I always like whistling in songs. So that's a cool thing to bring out, because not everybody can whistle.
I couldn't whistle for a very long time. I couldn't whistle until I was like 18, and people had tried teaching me, and it just wasn't clicking. And then one rainy day, I was like, okay, today's the day. And I like fired up YouTube, and then some like 6-year-old girl taught me how to whistle on YouTube.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out whoever that is. I've tried to find the video, because I've like told the story to multiple people. It's impossible to find the video. There are like a million videos of that type of thing. But she was a great teacher.
Yeah. Great. So now for people wanting to find more of your music and where you're playing shows, best way checking out the Instagram?
Yeah. Yeah, check out the Instagram, Sean Dale's Music. Planning on doing a lot of recording in the next few months, so we'll definitely post about that on there, and and music will be up on Spotify and things like that. I do have older music on Spotify. I haven't really been promoting it lately because most of the songs that I play out now are newer than that. But one of the whistling songs I mentioned, actually, Jet Lagged, is on the album that I have on Spotify. So Sean Dale's in Spotify if you want to check that out.
So want to tell us about Manic Pixie Dream?
Yeah, so that's the third song from the segment earlier. And That song, I wrote it with my friend Sarah Gargano, and it's a bit of a perspective switch. It's from the perspective of some of the girls that I've dated and written songs about, as if they're singing about me. So, and it's not in a positive way either. I'm kind of going in on myself in the song, and so if you were listening earlier, you would have heard My Femme Fatale first, and then Manic Pixie Dream, and the order of that is intentional because Manic Pixie Dream kind of challenges the perspective of other songs of like My Femme Fatale. Like My Femme Fatale is very much telling the story of this almost like sort of mythical woman, right? Like that smile could topple kingdoms. Those eyes stop the rain. I think she knows. Like it's really like building up this like mythical status. And then I get into Manic Pixie Dream, and it has lines like, well, the chorus is, "You don't want me, you just want a story. I'm your manic pixie dream. That's all I am to you. You don't want me, and you can't even see. You don't really want to know who I am." Or like the second verse where I say, "You tell yourself you feel so deeply, writing all these songs for me, but in those lines, don't recognize the girl you're singing to." So, and none of these girls have actually said these things to me, but I think they'd be very valid if they did. And I think this is something we can maybe all relate to as songwriters, that we might like aggrandize the subjects of our songs, our muses, and to the point where maybe that's not a good thing for them. Like that they might like. When I sing that sort of song, like My Femme Fatale, am I really singing about the person that I wrote it about, or am I singing it about this idea of them? And when they hear it, do they actually see themselves in the song? So that's kind of what I was trying to get at with that. Like all these girls telling me, like, "Hey, like I don't recognize the girl that I hear you singing the song about."
Yeah, well, that's one thing is we can make a song about the perfect version of them and the perfect version of you, where like we exaggerate these things so much that sometimes you don't see, hey, like this relationship is not good for us because we actually don't have that much in common, or we do have a lot in common, but because I'm like thinking that you're so much beyond my level, or that I'm not worth this level, whatever, any of those things can get in your own head and kind of push you apart.
Yeah.
Kind of cause things to work out a certain way that a song was written.
Like, I think if you listen to most of my songs, you won't think, "Oh, this sounds like a good relationship," but you might think that the person I'm writing it about sounds good. Or, I think I tend to definitely like play up those like mythical qualities, and then also like maybe downplay myself, but I'm doing that in that song too. Like in the bridge, there's a lot of irony in that song actually, because like in the bridge I say, "I'm slipping through the cracks. I'll tell you how I feel, but you're filling in the gaps with someone in your head who isn't real." But I'm still doing that here because they're not saying these things. I am from their perspective in my head.
You're putting more words in.
Yeah.
Just doubling down.
Yeah, like doubling down from a different perspective, but it's like almost like Inception, like,
Love it. So then to wrap, anything that you want to tell the audience, or any advice that you have for the audience?
I thought I already did rap earlier, Trevor. Advice for the audience. My advice would be, if you're thinking that you want to do so, that you want to put more time into music or songwriting and like really do that push, and you're scared of like the unknown or whatever with that. Like for me, I quit my job and I moved out here, and a lot of people have told me that like, "Oh, that takes balls. Like that's a really brave thing to do," and I understand where they're coming from with it. But when I thought, the thing that made me think about it as a no-brainer was, I thought about, what if I don't do it? And if I were to not do it, I would regret that. Okay, so that's one thing. But if I were to do it, what is the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, I come out to Nashville, I spend whatever amount of time here, and either it doesn't work out, or I decide it's not for me, and I come back like to Vancouver or somewhere else. In that scenario, I will definitely have grown as a person for it. We'll have had cool new experiences. We'll be coming home a more interesting person. We'll not have the regret. So I think that worst case scenario is better than the scenario I described where I don't do it. So in that way, it kind of feels like there's no risk.
All right. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And then another thing I guess, not that it's not for that question, but we talked about this the other day. I used to co-host a podcast, so I wore my podcast shirt for the Flipendo, the Harry Potter podcast.
Harry Potter.
So you're wondering about
I forget that spell was in the books.
That spell was in the
and the video game.
It was just in the video game.
Just in the video game.
I'm pretty sure it's not a real spell because it's not in the books. But
okay, I remember it from the video game.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's why we did it. But it's really fun being back on a podcast though, because we used to do that a lot. And that is also to say that the card trick that we were talking about, you're wondering if it's real magic. Well, maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Sean Dale's real magician confirmed.
Yeah, magician, musician.
Things that end in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shin.
Musician.
Yeah. Sean. Yeah, we're gonna put that in the tag at the bottom of the screen. Sean Dale's.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, thanks for coming out to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Trevor.
This has been Trevor Tobin, signing off.